Hey, hello. Today,
Hello.
hi guys. Today we welcome our special guest, a gospel artist, Air Force veteran, and author of The Valley in the Bronx. From
Yay.
a childhood in the Bronx, which they call the Valley, filled with neighborhood games, beaches, and Freedomland amusement park, to running track with the future sports legends, to sharing stages with icons like James Brown, the Stylistics, and the Delfonics. His journey spans music, history, and heart. His memoir captures that's what happens when you have a teleprompter. That's exactly what happens. They're not good. Let's see, where am I at? Well, let's go back. All right, here we go. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right.
You're
uh
doing
so
good.
yeah, I'm gonna get it right. It's this teleprompter thing. Okay, so here we go. From childhood in the Bronx, filled with neighborhood games, beaches, and Freedomland amusement park, to running track with future sports legends, to sharing stages with icons like James Brown, the Stylistics, and the Delfonics. His journey spans music, history, and heart. His memoir captures a life shaped by faith, rhythm, and remarkable encounters. And today he joins us to pull back the curtains on the pages. Please welcome Julius Burns Smith. Hey, welcome to the show.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. Um, so, so your book, share with us just a brief summary about the Valley, because some people may not have read it or may not know about it. So, just a little brief summary, and then I'll go into the questions.
So, when you're talking about the Valley in the Bronx, you're talking about a community in New York that is like sort of a suburb to the city of New York.
Mhm.
Uh, Freedomland, the Valley itself, that particular suburb area is not that far from City Island and Orchard Beach.
Mhm.
So we had easy access to these things. I used to ride my bike from the valley to Orchard Beach all summer.
Wow.
And I was like 7 or 8 years old doing this.
Wow.
Uh, this would have been just before Freedomland, which didn't come until 1960. So at the same time, before 1960, the valley was like a forest.
Mhm.
It was woodsy. You had
Mhm.
all woods in those areas on your way into like Westchester County, Mount Vernon, and what have you. So it was kind of a little bit different back then because I really didn't have any friends other than the Arroyos, which were two
Mhm.
doors down. I had my godmother, who was Italian American, very similar looking to the lady from the movie The Godfather. And as far as I
Oh,
was concerned, she was closer to being like my grandmother. Uh,
wow.
my, my my grandmother loved her dearly, and
Mhm.
that's the way things were back then.
Mhm.
And that
Mhm.
coincided with my church, Holy Rosary, which was 3 blocks up on Eastchester Road. So all
Okay.
of these things came together, coincided together, with the few people that were in that neighborhood on the block, which was only 5 families back
Mm.
in the 50s.
Oh,
It
only
wasn't
five?
1960 that all those projects, or what do you want to call them, brownstones, were
Mhm.
put into place. But before that, it was just me, the woods, and my dog Jason.
Yeah, well, I can imagine because the Bronx was. I remember when I was younger, and I'm a little bit. I won't tell my age, but anyway, I remember when I was younger. I have an aunt that lived in the Bronx, and she actually had a house, and I was like, "Where is this in the Bronx compared to today?" I'm saying.
Right.
So when I read your book, I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." So there is. I knew those houses didn't just pop up there. Like there had to be a house history. Everything gets gentrified. It gets moved around and changed eventually. But how did we get to the Bronx today is the question, and which is why I really, I'm really interested in your story. What was one Valley memory that you cut from your book that you still think about?
Well, I got a cheat sheet here from
That's okay.
an Amazon commercial that's on right now.
Oh, okay.
And what it is you see these three old ladies,
Hmm.
and they're watching the young people going down a hill on a sled. Well, the three old ladies, one of the old ladies goes on Amazon and orders this cushion, and they put it in these little sleds, and the three of them are going down the hill. And what song are they playing? One of the songs that came to me and my friends in 1964 by the Beatles.
What's that?
Name of the song. Okay.
That's great. That's great. It's all right. We can find out.
In my life.
In my life. Oh, in my life.
Yeah. You haven't seen that commercial?
I think I have.
Three ladies, they're going down on the little sleds, the three of them, and they're just enjoying themselves. I said, there I am. There we were. Going down those 5 hills from almost to Eastchester Avenue all the way down to Gunther. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a miracle, though, that we didn't get hurt.
I know. Listen, I was just telling someone the other day, when I think of the stuff we did back, even if you were a 60s baby, 50s baby, 60s babies, if you think of the things that we did, it's like sliding down the back of our neighbor's hill that goes into, like, not the prison yard, but to the gate of the prison yard. Like, it's like we're so lucky. So I can imagine. I saw some of your pictures and I was like, oh, imagine doing this now.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it'd be possible, because between germs and now all the things you got to worry about as a kid. So that was good. Someone else said, my friend Jennifer said she loved that commercial. My friend Jen said,
"No, I knew somebody saw it."
Yeah. Oh yeah. But so if the Valley, okay, so guys, when we refer to the Valley, we're referring to the Bronx. If the Valley had a theme song of sounds, what noise would open it?
Well, in my mind, besides all the wonderful things that were happening just before all my friends moved in 1960,
right?
I always go back to Chubby Checker.
Ooh, Chubby Checker.
Yeah, because that came out 60, 61.
Yes.
Do the twist.
Yes, do the twist. Everybody knows that.
That was the thing. That was our thing. The twist. We had the twist and we had the drifters, of course. 59, 58. But the twist was the thing for me.
Wow. Well, what about like sounds like like kids playing, church bells, the Freedomland rides? You know how you hear those nostalgic sounds? Not really.
That as far as the church was concerned, you have to understand something. When you're talking about Roman Catholics back in those days, it was a very strict atmosphere. My book relates to like my particular one of my teachers. They were very strict. And so my book relates to the Blues Brothers in the beginning of the movie, where the lady that was playing their teacher from when they were children used a ruler. Well, I saw that ruler a lot.
I've seen it before. Nuns don't
play. I got a cousin named Laura who is always like, that's a stickler to her, because that's the way things were.
Yes.
In the 50s, we were a very strict atmosphere. They didn't particularly, they didn't play.
Nope. Nope. And I don't blame them. This is the way we're losing and have lost that community since today. Even if you take away racism and all that stuff, just the fact that of community. I mean, even as a kid, I remember before foster care, I remember elders at stores who would see us out when we weren't supposed to be out, because my mom was wherever she was, off doing drugs or whatever she was doing. The store owners would be like, you need to go home, or here's some bread, or here, you know what I'm saying? That was what kept people together. And I think that's the only reason why I didn't end up in foster care quicker, because the neighbors and the store owners were like, here, have a piece of bread, kid. Yeah, I know what your mom's up to. Here, have this. You could trust people then. You can't trust them now.
That's right.
And
To add to what you just said, though, there was no racism. Not in that period, not in the valley.
Right.
That was a magical space. It was really kind of hard to explain.
I
But
know what you mean. And
it was
people think
uncanny.
yeah, people think that people lie when they say, "Oh, there was no racism," and they say it's not that. It's not that we're not saying there wasn't any prejudice or something. It's just that in that hub of wherever you are in your community, because I felt like that in my neighborhood of Bedford Hills. While I know there are some people who may not have particularly loved my people or something like that, who probably didn't, but I had no clue at 7 years old. I had no
Exactly.
clue. No clue
Exactly.
at all. And even if the teacher was being mean to me, extra mean to me because of that, I had no clue. I didn't start noticing that till I was like 12, I think 12. But when you're young, at some point, if you're in the right community, you are shielded from that. You're shielded from all the weirdos, the pedos, all that stuff is like, that's over there. This world right here that we created a safe space for our kids is what it is. So I understand what you mean by that. Okay.
That's
So
right.
it's not an impossible thing if you're in the right neighborhood. And back then there were plenty of neighborhoods like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this. When you first realized that when excuse me, I'm choking here. When did you first realize that the valley wasn't just a place, but it was actually shaping who you were?
When they built the brownstones and all the additional uh, lifestyles and people moved in across the street from me, we had the Rubensteins.
Okay.
I became very close to them. They were like my little brothers. We had I told you about the Arroyos, which was on the left side. We also had the Costellos that were across the street. And their little children who one day, for example, we were trying to get down from Irving's candy store, which was right across the street from my church and my school. And it was starting to rain. So I had to put the little baby on my shoulders to get her down the 4 blocks to Teeman Avenue. You know, that's the way we were.
Wow.
That's how we related to each other.
Yeah.
It was so much love. Italian, Jewish, Puerto Rican, it didn't matter. We became very, very close. Even the man I just mentioned, Irving's, his store, the candy store. A lot of people will probably remember that because they know it's across from Holy Rosary. But he was so cool with everybody. He loved the children. He used to give us, if we didn't have it, he'd give us our egg creams, my vanilla egg cream. To imitate that now, I have to get some cream soda and put some ice cream in it. That's as close as I can get.
Right.
But that's the way we were. We just loved each other.
Wow. Which street games or block rituals best captured the spirit?
We played stickball and we played football mostly.
Stickball and football. Yep.
Yeah, we could do it either on the block or we would go up to the park, which is across from Holy Rosary. And it's still there because I was up there not too long ago when I went up in June to see my cousin Laura, who's still down by Jacoby Hospital, and it's still there. That park's still there.
Wow. Did you ever play handball?
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
Everybody I know from the Bronx, I'm like, come on, let's play some tennis. They're like, no, we're gonna play handball. I was like,
that's right.
So
handball was part of it. It was right in there with stickball and football. A lot of handball.
I love that because it really, depending on the neighborhood, is what games you get out of it. So a lot of people, in England may play football because that's the environment that they're in. Someone in the Bronx may play handball because you might have only one wall or whatever it is, the structure is around you. You take advantage of it.
And it was easier. It was easier because you had the thing to play handball on. You had the big wall and then the park. So we had it all.
Yeah,
we had everything we needed.
Wow. What do you think that what do people get wrong about growing up in the Bronx Catholic in the 1950s and 60s?
Well, somebody might try to insinuate that the whole Bensonhurst aspects of that part of the Bronx existed, but it didn't.
Okay.
It didn't. We were everybody was even killed.
Hmm.
You didn't hear. I didn't hear some of the things that people say like they did in Bensonhurst with the young man that unfortunately was killed.
Right.
We didn't hear that stuff.
Right.
It wasn't there for us.
Right. And that's I wonder, what do you think made people migrate, African Americans particularly, to the Bronx particularly? I know why some went to Mount Vernon, but what made them migrate to the Bronx at first from wherever they came? Like, where were your parents or grandparents from that made them say, let's go here for a better life?
It was definitely trying to keep up with, you want to say, the Joneses, or what doesn't matter which race you're talking about.
Right, right.
A lot of people wanted to leave Harlem.
Okay.
My grandmother and my grandfather, my grandfather was a Pullman porter,
Hmm.
and their idea of finding a better way, a better place to live, was to move to the Bronx. So I was born, and then we all moved to Cheeman Avenue. It was like, a better opportunity, a better place for my mom, me, and my uncle, and my grandmother, and that's where we ended up. My grandfather died
Okay.
in 47.
Okay.
So he was the only one that wasn't there, but the rest of us were there. My uncle, he came out of the army and went to Harvard and came out of there and became the famous lawyer that he was in Manhattan, Robert Burns.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And my mom became the famous teacher that she was, because she just had this never-ending feeling towards children. Children must not come last. It didn't matter what race you were, and she was in the Bronx. Children must always come first.
Exactly.
That's the way she was.
That's the way you should be. Yeah.
She had this halo on her head all the time, the Fox Elementary School. That was where she was at, in the South Bronx.
Wow.
And another way to look at it, this would be the 20 minutes from Cheeman Avenue to PS 76, which was right off of Boston Road, which is not that far from the Bronx Zoo. All this was, I considered, at the area of the Valley and the Bronx. My principal, Mrs. Brown, and assistant principal, Mrs. Schreiber, felt that it was very important when I was 7 and 8 years old to show us On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando. The other movie that they showed us, besides Mysterious Island, Jules Verne's Mysterious Island, was West Side Story, 1960. So look at what these movies, what they represent. They represented something at the backside, as if to say, you know what? Yeah, all that racism and hatred has to go. Why would you show these movies, these two movies? Marlon Brando's movie, the idea of good versus evil. So, it was magical. It made a lot of sense that they wanted us to see things the way they should be.
Right, right.
I love my principal and my assistant principal. And so that's the way things were in my neighborhood.
I totally get that. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Some people, unfortunately, are not that blessed to have lived that. But I know in my little town of Bedford Hills, when it was good, it was great. And I got to say, if it wasn't for me growing up in that town, I really don't know who I would be. I tell people that they think I'm lying, but I'm like, no, you don't understand the close-knit of the community back then versus now. I mean, there's some people I grew up that grown up now, and I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know they really were kind of prejudiced. I had no idea, because we were like 7 years old running around playing mud pies, like, and playing football. Like, that's all we thought about, and riding bikes, and Mr. Tucker fixing cars and learning about old cars. That's what we did. That's all we did. Run in the woods and play,
Right.
So this story is very nostalgic, because many people who grew up in those kind of neighborhoods can identify. And especially if you're a city person and you wasn't around in the 50s, 60s, this is gold to hear. because you don't, if you look at the Bronx now, go to the South Bronx, you would never think any of these great stories, right?
That's
Because
right.
you're stereotyping, number one. And I'm guilty as one of those who'd be like, oh, I never go to the Bronx. I never go to the Bronx. I love going to my aunt's house, however, because she had a nice house and it was a nice property. It was a nice place. That whole block is all houses, which I never knew was a thing in the Bronx till I went to her house the first time. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
there are pockets of gold everywhere if you really look for them. Before, there's always a neighbor that flips. You know, it was this and now it's that, and then it goes back to this. That's just a part of their redlining. But I'm joking. That's just a part of their politics. Anyway, what was a small everyday thing from your valley that made your childhood really magical?
Maybe the block parties.
Ooh,
The block parties were awesome as well.
block parties are nice.
We would have children of all races and families of all races come to Teeman Avenue. Again, because my mother, she had a dream and she had a vision. Let's get together and spend time together on the regular. So, we would have foods, all these different foods. And I ate things I never, some people, planters. What's a planter? Well, I go, my Spanish friends. That's what we ate. My godmother, Josie, she would make these Italian dishes that were out of sight.
Right.
Right.
Easy. I know.
We had the Jewish stuff. We had the Jewish influence
and stuff. But you know what? Look at all those cultures, and I guarantee you, they all have something very similar.
Yeah.
Because latkes to me are like, what is it? We have no, not the dumplings. What is it? We have something like that. What do you call it? I forgot what we call them, but every food that you can name in Italian, Jewish, African tradition, Jamaican, whatever, any tradition, I can show you it in another culture.
That's right, because you're just taking the substance, whatever it is, whether it's a meat or a vegetable, and you're creating it and putting it in a different take. This is the take for that. This is the take for that. This is how this looks this way. This is how that looks that way. And that's how you get these different things.
Exactly. The only difference is the seasoning, the spices. And that's determined by the area you live in.
That's right.
So if I'm in Africa versus Venezuela or Cuba, or, so depending on where I'm at is how I'm going to change those spices. And that's really the only factor. There's not that many foods in the world. Right. There are, but there aren't, in the world of chefhood, it's like, how many potatoes are there? Right. So I love hearing about food. I'm a foodie because that's something that while you're having this nostalgia, somebody else is having one about something else, but it's all food, and it provides comfort. And what's that word? It bridges people. Food definitely bridges people, I think, because I used to love going to my Italian friend's house because when the nonnas was there and the nonnas cook, oh my gosh, what? It's like the Parmesan, whatever it is, whatever they were making. I could think of dishes. I was like, oh yes, but if they come to my house and my grandma or my mom's cooking, or my dad's a good cook, they'd be like, oh, I don't want to leave here. So it's the same thing. People wanting people to feel welcome and have a good time. That's how I see it.
Would just go up the block, the 5-6 blocks, to Rossi's, where you had baked goods, cupcakes, the black and white cupcake, the white on one side and the brown black on the other, ices. And again, I have to go here to look at certain stores that create ices very similar, but across the street from there was my first experience with pizza.
Pizza. And that's right. You in the Bronx. Were you near Little Italy? Belmont,
the other side of the Bronx too.
Okay. So I wasn't, because I'm
not too far though.
Okay.
It's about 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive.
Okay, so that's totally different. And that explains because Tony had said that my friend of mine, he said Belmont Avenue and Arthur Avenue in the 60s and 70s, Black people couldn't walk through those areas. And I do know.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the movie Bronx Tale.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so we know guys that everything was a peachy king everywhere in the 50s and 60s. We're not saying that. We're saying this particular hub in the valley was the spot for people who grew up there to feel like universal or community love. That's a better way
Pretty
to say
much as soon as you get on the other side of the Bronx Zoo.
it. Wow. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. So when moving to Mount Vernon, which moment made you feel like a new you?
Are we talking about teachers or are we talking about because
Just I know you moved to Mount Vernon. Like what sparked that anyway? But you moved to Mount Vernon at some point.
my mother and father, again, here we are with the whole, okay, well, there's maybe a better opportunity for us to move to another suburb
Yes.
further up from the Bronx. So the Bronx, I guess, at that point, for whatever, I actually don't know why they decided to move, but
That was the big hub. I know.
maybe they felt that. Well, my mother felt that it would be a better opportunity to get our own house because we were living in a house where we were in the bottom. My grandmother was in the middle, and my uncle Bobby was on the top. So he decided he wanted to move to Manhattan for some reason. My mother didn't feel that way. She said, well, if he's moving, and they decided they wanted to go to Mount Vernon. I'm not exactly sure why she.
It's interesting because I heard that around the 50s, 60s, there was a big hub of African Americans that moved there. That's where you get Ozzie Davis and Ruby, which your mother happened to know, Miss D, right?
That's right.
You can. How did she meet her? Yeah, they went to school together or something, right?
Yeah.
So see, maybe she was talking to her and she's like, yeah, it's nice up here, and they were like, okay, yeah, because I know friends have recommended place, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Pretty much, I can say that because when I did get to Mount Vernon, it was very nice. That's when I got to meet my friends in the Heights because we lived in the Heights.
Yes.
I had Fred Singleton.
Yeah.
I had 2 blocks up, Alex Briley of the Village People.
Wow.
And then on the other side of the track, so to speak, you had Denzel Washington's people.
Oh, yes.
And 7th Avenue, and what eventually became the Dole Center on the corner.
I know the Dole Center. I used to work there.
Oh, yeah?
teaching drama and theater to kids. Yeah.
You sure you never ran into Lavinia Smith?
I know that name. I keep telling you, I got to see someone's face. I know that name. I'm a face person, though.
Well, that's the one you saw sitting there with my son, holding my son.
Yeah, I got to in person. I got to see somebody. Yeah. I don't know why I'm the worst with names, but if I see their face, I know you.
Yeah.
I saw a guy in Paris that I met in a club in New York City 10 years prior.
Yeah,
I didn't know his name, but I remembered his face.
Yeah.
So yeah, but wow. So
that's pretty much why. I mean, I guess there was more opportunity to have a nice house. It was very quiet on McClellan Avenue.
It was very
a few blocks from Graham School. That's the Heights.
Yeah.
It was I liked it well enough. I kind of missed leaving the Bronx though.
It's different.
Yeah. That was right around 64, 65 when we left.
Wow. So wow. Well, which teammate, Fred, Billy, or the Williams brothers, taught you a lesson that you still carry today?
Well, the Williams brothers is the present, because if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see about 100 likes on the song that I sing his song.
Oh.
As far as who else did you mention?
Bill. What's his name? Wait a minute. I'm trying to get something here. Wait a minute, 1 second. Okay, now I can go back. I said Billy or the Williams brothers. And Fred was the other one. Sorry.
Fred Singleton we're still close.
Okay.
He just retired from being a director in White Plains.
Nice.
We were awesome. We had an awesome team for that 3-year period. Him, myself, Billy Collins, who went on to become like he had he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a Masters runner. If you just put in Billy Collins sprinter, you'll see his picture on Sports Illustrated. He was very fast. He was the fastest of the four of us, which would have been me, him, Fred, and Larry Cox, who is now, I believe, in Indiana. He's a pastor in Indiana somewhere.
Okay.
We were champions in our own right after the previous champions at Mount Vernon High School. So Mount Vernon High School has so many championships in track and field.
Mount Vernon had a lot of stars come out of there. A lot. It's still popping them out. Yeah, something about it. I don't know what it is about that place. We talked about Talent the Comedian.
And we also had on the basketball side, Knights. We are Knights, you know. That's what the Mount Vernon Knights. You had Gus Williams, who went on to play for the Seattle Supersonics and won a ring. And his brother Ray. And we just had great teams. I was blessed. I went from a great situation in the Bronx to a great situation in Mount Vernon.
Wow. Yeah, and, that's super blessing. Super blessing. So Mount Vernon is a different little bit. Now it's funny if I say today, Mount Vernon really is only like 10 minutes from the Bronx. If you're on the lower side, I forgot how you say it. If you're right off the highway, so it's not that far. But to think that because to me the Bronx really wasn't like, it's city living, but it's not like Manhattan or Harlem where it's like, you have pockets of stuff, but you still can walk down the street pretty much. Even now, you still can walk down the street. Now, I'm not saying about crime, but it's still wide enough streets. When you get to Mount Vernon, not only is it wide enough streets, but it's desolate parts going on. But there's lots of houses going on. And depending on which part you're in, there's big houses going on. So it could be interesting for a child to go from there to there. But either way, you're still good. I mean, Bronx in the 50s, 60s is not the same as it is now. That's number one. And Mount Vernon definitely ain't the same as it was then.
No.
No, it's not.
When I was up there in June, it looked like a war zone.
It feels like a war zone sometimes.
4th Avenue and 3rd Street.
Yeah.
On 4th Avenue, there was a bean pie place on one corner. I don't remember what was across the street. Then you had the barber shop. That was like a rock star barbershop. all the people used to go there to get their hair cut. And then across from that was a pool hall where I used to play pool with Heavy D. Oh,
wow. See? Wow. Way back. Wow. Yeah, no, it's different now. It's depending on where you go, it's just different. It doesn't have this, it doesn't give the same energy that you need, I think, for growth. And I just think it's political setback. That's what I think it is. People just stifling, won't buy certain lots, let certain places go down, and they won't fix it up. And it's just a part of, we'll do this until we can buy it for cheap, and then we'll make it into a nice place that you can't afford anymore. That's to me, it's the same as, I call it redlining in another form. That's what I call it.
You're absolutely right, Tanya. When I did go up there this last time, I always go down Tiemann Avenue. The church has renovated. Holy Rosary has renovated a little bit, but when you go down where my house was, it doesn't look like my house anymore. It looks like something from South America.
Right.
I don't know. They got boards on it and all this funny looking.
Yeah, they don't want to fix it up. I know why. I figured it out. I kept saying, let me look through all the time periods. It's a repeated pattern. Because at some point within the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to go to the Bronx and says, wow, are we in Westchester? Watch.
Exactly.
Or are we in the new Manhattan?
Yeah.
One of the two. They're gonna let it tear down as far as it can so that they can get it cheap. And then they just build it up. And now you can't even afford to live there anymore. So that's
that started what you just said. Interestingly enough, you could see that trend with Freedomland. Yes. Freedomland was an awesome occurrence in our lives. Anybody that has had the opportunity to get there, some people kind of like didn't like it so much because of where it was. Right. The location wasn't necessarily the greatest.
Right.
If you were coming by train, you'd get off at Baychester or
Right.
Gun Hill Road and make your way, down into the valley to get there. And it was different. You have to understand the man that had this mindset to put that together came from Walt Disney. Walt Disney was his boss, but Walt Disney got everything that Disneyland became from this man. And for some reason, they disagreed on something, and he said, later for you, later for you. Wow. And he goes to the Bronx, and he starts Freedomland. And for a couple of summers, 3 summers to be exact, my friends and I were in heaven. Because in the summer, we come outside, just go on down the block.
Yeah.
And there we are. What are we going to do today? Let's try this. And it was so different from other theme parks.
Yes.
They had a lot of history that they put in there. They integrated into the difference between that and Disneyland.
Right.
Disneyland has a few things in there that kind of give you an idea of what it would be like to be in this world or be in that world.
Right.
But back then, these things were unique. You had Chicago. You had the Chicago Fire. You had San Francisco. You had these things as they were a couple of 100 years ago. And it was nice. It was nice. I loved it.
Wow. So tell me about this. Seeing Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. What did that spark in you?
Well, that was my hippie days. So
I was going to say you were a different source, weren't you?
That was it. If God asked me, hoping I'm going there, if He says to me, "What would you like to relive for eternity?" and I would tell him my late 60s, because that's the time I got to meet the personalities like Will Hart of the Delfonics, the Shy-Lights.
Right, the Shy-Lights. I met them. Stylistics.
Thompson, the lead singer. And then Brenda Payton. I don't like to bring her up too much because I had a crush on her. I'm not going to lie.
I remember you saying, I got a question about that later.
Yeah, she was just such an awesome person, though. She came from a spiritual standpoint. Everything she did came from a spiritual standpoint. Whereas everybody else was just partying and
60s, you better believe that.
Not for my set now. Okay, and then they get down, and it was fun. It had its things, but it was a wonderful time for me. And I could relive that 68, 69, 70 forever. Yeah, put me there for eternity. Around Jimmy. Jimmy was an incredible person. He was a genius.
Wow.
And that's when I decided that I want to stick with music and try to learn as much as I can and glean as much as I can from all these different people. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Well, which artists you met early on gave you advice and you didn't realize how golden it was until later?
Well, I was going to say Will, but it was his friend Marshall. Marshall is the leader of the Shy-Lights.
Shy-Lights, I know. I met him before. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was, he used to tell me things that really, I didn't realize how important they were at that time.
Wow. Looking back, right?
Wow. Some of the things he was saying. Wow. James Brown, we were only around him that one time when I was with Willie Feaster and the Mighty Magnificents.
Okay.
Doing Skip Sonny and the Pace Brothers at the St. George Hotel in Brooklyn.
And
he said some little things that, this is what you need to do, do this and you're going to be okay. If you don't, you're going to run into all kinds of issues and problems.
Yes.
And,
yes.
He was right.
Wow. It's funny that he would say that, because we're looking back now at a lot of the singers from the 50s and 60s, the Black singers, A lot of them didn't even get their royalties, or they were getting like a penny or something crazy. I was like, what? Only one, I forgot the couple's name. They ended up getting millions and getting everything, but they died in a car accident, quote unquote.
Wow.
What's her name? Oh man, I can't remember their names to save my life. It was a couple in the 50s, and they were the only ones to ever get their full everything. They read that contract thoroughly. Everybody else got penny contracts. So it's crazy that he would tell you that advice, because maybe he knew something.
Well, look at you look at the movie Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Yes.
From that guy.
Yes.
You know, he ended up really messed up behind the whole drug atmosphere and stuff like that. But they weren't trying to pay those people anything.
No, and I found out even the ones who got on drugs, I think it was intentional.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, that's just my thought, but just based on information that I've seen and heard is where I'm basing it off of, that it appears to me that that's part of the plan. I want you to be an addict, so that I just need you to make a catalog for me so that I have perpetual income.
There's no question. The owner of the Cheetah, he was Jewish.
Oh,
he was a gangster. There's no question about it.
Oh,
he was bad when it came to paying people.
Wow. Really? Wow. See, I didn't know. I heard about the Cheetah, but of course I didn't get there.
It was nice.
I'm more of a Studio 54 tail end girl. And then,
54. Well, the Cheetah
very, very, very end. In fact,
the Cheetah would be the father to 54, and the other one that became I don't know how you would say it. You'd go, people would just go there to have sex.
Oh, really? Oh, whoa. And now I don't know this one.
It begins with a P. It begins with a P.
Not Palladium. Not Palladium.
It might be.
That's later. No,
that's another one, though.
Yeah,
you mean another name.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, I've never been there.
And go nuts. The Cheetah was like that, too.
Yes.
Like the Cheetah had.
Well, that's what clubs are. I think
go upstairs, and they had these beds.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it is called Cheetah. It's called Cheetah.
It had cheetah coats on the beds, and people would go in there and just have their drinks and stuff and whatnot. But it was very dark. Wow. But it was an awesome club. It really was. It was nice.
Wow. Yeah. No, I'm one of the people. I escaped all the drinking and drugging part. I escaped that. I always bopped and weaved. Luckily for me, I have a hyper personality, so you already think I'm on something, which worked out perfect. I'm like, oh no, thank you, I'm good, and they believe me because my eyes are like this. I mean, I know how to act like whatever you need me to act. I mean, whatever. I avoided that like the plague, because you can't do anything if you're messed up.
Right.
Nothing. Right. Yeah, you will definitely be taken advantage of as a woman. So I couldn't have that. So thank God. What's the one thing your younger self misunderstood about success and fame?
I that's a tough one. That's a tough one to answer, because we kind of thought of it more in the dream state. Like, all we got to do is do this and that, and it's coming. It'll be right there for us. And that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case at all. Yeah, we got this. All we got to do is A, B, and C, and we'll be right there with. No, it wasn't like that.
Right. Wow. Wow. Yeah, no, that's anything that you can say rather that shocked you, that was not what you expected?
Yeah.
Couple things.
I would say pretty much but we always go, like back, the younger years and then into the 60s, it was more like it's gonna happen for us, that we always think about Walt Disney and when you wish upon a star, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This is the way it was presented to us, and that was a good thing in a way.
Right.
Some people actually, stuck to that concept and kept that whole clean, pure heart in terms of what they were trying to achieve.
Right.
and was successful.
Yeah.
It wasn't always that way though.
Wow.
It was.
Wow. So I tell you, the pearls of fame are being around it.
Yeah.
So singing versus the Air Force. What did each of those teach you that the other one couldn't?
Well, the Air Force didn't teach me anything.
Okay.
Because they were trying to get us over the norm, and people were getting killed left and right. Two of my friends that I went in with were gone.
Oh, sorry.
They were killed in Nam, and I mean, really nothing.
Right. I got you. So yeah.
It was just something. I'm not saying anything bad about the whole, the United States Armed Forces.
Right.
It's just that I wouldn't, I didn't get anything out of it of value, to be honest with you.
Right.
I ended up later on getting something in terms of the stipend that I got from them, which allowed me to end up with a degree in IT cybersecurity and
nice.
for government agencies, which I just retired from a couple of years ago.
Congratulations.
So thank God for that. But
yes.
Besides that, though, I mean, it's good. They do things because they want to get people in, and they offer you things, and you get a chance at a free college education, and in general. So, I mean, in relation to that aspect, but
right there, that is the lure, and because even now, I tell foster kids, if you have no other way and no family and no other way to figure it out, join the military if you have to. That's the last.
No question.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but because I'm a Quaker. But if that's the only way between that and the streets, then of course,
Yeah, I mean,
the lowest you can find. Yeah, do desk work.
They will pay for your dreams.
Yes, yes, because I've seen people get homes. Yeah, people have gotten homes. They've gotten secure jobs, homes. I've seen opposite too, though. I look at I don't know. I look at some people's records in the military, and I was like, I don't think they were treated as good as they should have, medically speaking, and other ways that I don't think they take care of their vets as of right now in any way. So that's an issue of mine. But if that's the only way, do it. Because it is a way to home ownership.
And it is better than it was during my homeboy's movie glory.
Right.
In World War II, in terms of the Tuskegee Airmen and what they did. It is better than it was then. They had no choice but to make it better, because people have seen that African Americans do anything anybody else can do on this planet.
Oh yeah, and some. Oh, of course, we can do anything. I mean, we're when you're the creator, you can do anything. It's a matter of picking it up and figuring out which way you want to do it. So that's that rumor or that myth or whatever it's called. I don't know how you say it, myth. I've never believed.
But the other side of the coin, as you mentioned, would be singing for me.
Yes.
Singing is my life.
I was going to ask you about
my life. It's my life.
Yes.
I go to sing now. This last 2 weeks, I've been singing so much, but it's okay because I love singing.
Right. Wow. Now you're singing gospel now?
Yeah.
If your gospel choir had a flavor, what would it taste like?
That's an interesting concept.
I know. I was like, if I had to think of my choir, I'd be like fried chicken from your grandma.
You hit me with something that just came to me. I'm thinking about Mama, but what's the song? Early one Sunday morning.
I know that song.
Breakfast was on the table. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. That would be the flavor.
That's it. Okay. What would I call that? What would I call
I met them too. They were cool people. The Spinners. Oh my God.
Oh,
that was my man.
That's nice. I met the main ingredients.
Oh, see, I don't see. You're gonna get me off on a tangent.
I
Because
know, I know,
I
I
know
know,
all these brothers.
I know. Wow. See?
I got to meet them all. And
I know. You're lucky. I know. I saw your bio and I was like, we can't go through all these people. He knows everybody.
oh, yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
It's like a wealth of information. Of all the legends that you did meet, though, what James Brown, the Stylistics, or the Delfonics, who surprised you the most?
Surprised me.
Mm.
Well, not them.
Not them. Who did?
The Unifics.
Oh, the Unipics. What was their song? What was their known song? I can't remember. Unipics.
It's a sad song.
Oh, was it?
The beginning of my end.
Oh, the beginning of my end.
You look it up and you'll start crying because.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, it all started with a fight with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one knew that they would never see each other again.
Mm.
She gets in her car and drives away.
Oh.
And she gets into a terrible accident.
Oh.
And
wasn't that in the scene of a movie? One of them old school movies?
It might have been.
It sounds like something I saw in a movie.
It might have been, but just look that up. Red, and they had a Red too. The Chi-Lites had a Red, who was the bass singer. The Unifics had a Red, who was the lead singer. And it's when you hear the song, you're gonna say, "Oh, I remember that song." But it's a sad song.
I was trying to find it, but I can't find it now. But I'll look it up.
I spent a lot of time with those brothers.
Really?
More than
did you ever write with anybody?
Huh?
Did you ever get to write any songs with anybody or play any music with anybody?
I'm working on that now with my son.
Okay, good. Okay.
Julius the Myth.
Mm-hmm.
You can look him up.
Okay.
We actually have some stuff that's going global.
Oh, okay. Julius the Myth?
Julius the Myth. TheMyth.
Oh,
that's my son. You might not have known that was my son. He's got a beard.
Yes, I see him. I got him right here.
That's my son. Oh yeah, he's doing this thing now. This is his new paradigm.
Okay.
But it's been successful for him.
It's like a claymation type of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's very talented.
Okay, so that's good. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, what moment on stage made you think, yes, this is exactly where I belong? When
I was with Top Shelf.
Top Shelf.
This was before I met all those groups.
Wow.
At the Cheetah. Top Shelf had one hit record, and it was so long ago I don't even remember.
Wait, Be a Slave?
No, that was Willie the Mighty Magnificence.
Okay, Mighty Magnificence around.
Make Me a Slave.
Yeah, and yours was which one? Top Shelf.
I don't even remember the name of the song now.
Right. Okay. All right. I remember making
that quick. It didn't do anything.
Okay.
But I said to myself right then and there, 68, this is what I want to do with my life. You know.
Wow. Yeah, no, it comes a time where you know what it is. But one moment triggers. What part of your life today would blow the mind of the boy running around the valley? Probably seeing your son's work.
yeah, because he's a rap artist.
Right. Seeing your son's work, like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, to get to transition from everything from Wooly Bully. That was what I used to have a big afro, even as a child.
Really?
And that song Wooly Bully, that's what they used to call me, Wooly Bully. And I had this hair, and
the afro. Wow. Wow.
That's there? Right, Tony. You're right, Tony.
Oh yeah, Tony's. He said William Hart wrote many songs with Tom Bell. Wow, right. You know that? You knew that, Anthony? Wow, Tony.
He knows a little bit about the Philly. He knows about the Philly sound. Then.
Oh yes. Oh no.
That's what that is.
Yeah, he's one of them old school cats. Yeah, he loves the old school. So is there a hidden theme in your book that only the closest readers would notice?
Anything to do about love. The theme always has to go back to love. It goes back to love and the fact that we can't live like West Side Story.
Right, for sure.
That's not the way to go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the main thing. That was the main theme of the book.
And
those block parties.
Right. The block parties were fantastic.
And some of the very awesome people that I met. When you got a godmother that looks and acted just like the Mama Corleone in The Godfather, that's how she was. That's how she treated me. She treated me like I was her child. I didn't even know I was black at that time.
Right. I know what you mean by that.
And it was like, what is black? I'm just darker than she is, but because that's how she treated me.
Right.
And that's how the Rossies and the Costellos and the Arroyos, that's how we all treated each other. So it didn't matter. We were cool beans, block parties, we would be doing the twist. Yeah, all those kind of music, that kind of sound going on. And it was an awesome time.
Yeah,
I would like to live that for eternity if God asked me as well.
Right, you can do it. Right. Yes, you can do it. I love my neighborhood. I mean, I know some people would not have. Oh, I wouldn't have wanted to either, but would not have wanted me to marry their brother. But not looking back now, but at that time, I had no clue what that meant. No clue. Which is what it's about. No child should ever have to experience any kind of racism, even if you're, I don't care who you are, what you do. You can hate me all you want, but a child should never have to experience that growing up. They should be able to be a child and be safe and be protected from anyone.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be a thing. But we have, we have stories of in the South of our kids being fed to alligators. So that's why some people can't even fathom that there was a neighborhood that there was no prejudice at that. Maybe prejudice, but no racism as we know it in the world today. Yeah. So we're not saying it doesn't exist, guys. We're just saying in that particular hub of the valley at that time, it was magical.
That's right.
And I know what that means because my neighborhood, I think Bedford Hills was also, anybody who's from Bedford Hills, you can shout out, we never thought about that. We were at our friend's Eric's house and he'd play the guitar and we'd be, pretending we were Kiss, the group Kiss. And we didn't care about, you can't come to my house now. Now, only later that other people started moving in the neighborhood that started seeping in somewhere. But even then I didn't notice until later, about 12, so I understand that. And I totally appreciate that there was a pocket of heaven for a child somewhere,
Yeah.
What's the one thing you hope someone who's never, ever been to the Bronx feels after reading your story?
I hope they're touched by the existence, the magic that it was back then, the whole concept of, your agenda shouldn't always be anything to do with, I don't like this person because they're fill in the blank. It should be more of a, I still go and open doors for old women and stuff like that because I was taught that from the community.
Right.
Help somebody.
That's right.
It should always be about feeling something other than nothing. It should always be love. And that's what we had. What we had.
Yeah. Wow. Love. So here's a little trivia stuff. Freedomland, Orchard Beach, or City Island. Which one was your ultimate childhood playground?
Well, Freedomland.
Freedomland.
Yeah,
all right.
Freedomland.
Okay.
Orchard Beach was cool because they even had places there you could play handball.
Really?
And City Island was awesome because if you wanted to show off to a girlfriend, you could take them out there because they had some of the best steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've changed a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
Now I'm like the seafood. I'm like, that ain't so fresh. Nah.
Not no more. Oh.
Yeah, it's not the same. But
again, it was the time.
Yes. Wow. If you could bring one just one legendary performer from your early career to a family dinner, who would it be? James Brown, Brenda Payton, or the Delfonics?
Oh, I'd bring Brenda Payton anyway.
I knew you'd say that. Brenda, where are you, darling? No. Let's see. That's amazing.
But no, but I love Will. See, now Will right now, he's always sending me stuff. But he's always sending me stuff from their old albums.
Okay.
On Facebook. So I'm in heaven anyway, because he sends me stuff that goes so far back, and people are like, and I share it with my daughter, because the Delfonics were on another level. Their harmony was so, even to me, I prefer listening to Will stuff than I do to the Temps. Everybody, the Temps this, the Temps that. Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Wow.
But it's a different paradigm. That's just me, though. And Black Ivory, which is another group that Will loves.
Yes.
Will he still works with them on the road, when he does go out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're still out there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and one last little trivia was before we go was your mom had a book autographed by one of my favorite historians,
John Henry Clark.
Yes, Dr. John Henry Clark. Yes, that's amazing.
Yes.
Wow. How did she meet him?
They were in school together.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So it seems the rich history of all those people that you guys got to grow up with between your mom and yourself. You got a pretty good.
I'm sorry I put the book out of reach. I don't know where it is. I was going to show it to you, but it's actually it is on the picture I sent you.
Okay.
The lady that wrote the book, but for some reason it impressed him enough. And you were talking about Dr. Clark. If it impressed him enough to share with my mama, it must have been very impressive.
Exactly.
And he signs it. If you look, you can actually open that page up. You'll see his signature.
Wow.
He loved my mother. He loved my mother dearly.
Wow.
I called him Uncle John.
Wow.
How many people can say that?
Yeah, no, not many.
Important people in African American history. And he loved me like a nephew.
Right. Yeah, he was amazing, man. They don't make him like him anymore. So what a blessing. Any other anything last trivia you want to tell us before we get ready to head out?
Well, if anybody wants to look at it, if they haven't already, watch Rapping Grannies from Mount Vernon.
Oh,
and you see this 88. Mama was 88 years old when she made that video. It's only 3 minutes, and she's an amazing person. My mother loved children so much that even after she retired, she was doing the rap, and the rap became global.
Wow.
It's been all over, because here's this little tiny woman with this hat cocked to the side doing a rap, because in her mind, she felt, if this is what I got to do to reach kids, then I'll do it. And she did. And she was an amazing person. And then, of course, her brother. Her brother was Robert Burns. Robert Burns defended Yusef Salaam.
Oh, right.
Central Park 5.
That's right.
I'm like astronomically blessed to have an uncle and a mother. And that's pretty much.
That's so now drop the mic. That's it. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to get the book, check out Julius' website, juliusburnsmith.com. You can get it at Barnes & Nobles, correct? And you can get it on Amazon. And you can always inbox me if you're not sure. So hang out with me for a minute, Julius. Julius, thank you so much for taking us from the streets of the valley to the track, to the choir loft, and onto the legendary stages. Your life has intersected with history, artistry, and community in ways that remind us how powerful our roots can be. So thank you. And listeners, if you want to experience the heart, humor, and humanity of Julius' journey, please make sure you grab The Valley in the Bronx, a memoir you'll carry with you long after the last page. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, hang out with me for a minute as I say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you.
Let's see who's here. Thank you guys for watching. I see you, Jennifer. Jennifer said the name of the club was The Tunnel, but Tunnel was later, Jen. Tunnel was later. It was, I know he's talking about, it's with a P. It's, was it a black club? Do you know?
No.
It wasn't.
I think it was an offshoot of,
remember that I know a P.
It was in the same people, the powers that be of Studio 54 and the Cheetah. I just don't remember the name of the guy that started this club, but it definitely began with a P, and it was sort of like a Sodom and Gomorrah. It was like a Sodom and Gomorrah offshoot stuff.
Really? I'm going to look that up and I'll email you.
Studio 54 was like a Sodom and Gomorrah. A lot of people.
I've heard of those type of clubs, but I've never been to one. I had a friend that did security in those clubs, and I was like, "Please write a book," because this is.
Could write a book about some of the things that went on there.
Oh my gosh! I was like, "What?" I mean, I used to work at the tail end. Well, when Stephen Rubel opened Palladium, after he got out of jail, and then they had certificate for a brief, and then they sold it and got Palladium. So I worked for him very brief because as a model, like, what else do you do? Like, there really isn't. What kind of job can go with that? So that's why I did that for a minute. But you see some interesting things in the club is all I can tell you. I can't speak about them, but it's very interesting. I'll say.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys. I'm trying to get my little likes and whatever I call these things here. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. For all my new subscribers, wow, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I see you guys are out here really trying to keep up. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. And Julius, thank you. So this is the book, guys. Now grab it, The Valley in the Bronx, okay? You see that? Grab that book if you can. Let's all buy one and get that nostalgia back, because all we have is memories, and sometimes if we have them, we can recreate them for our children. We can bring back some of the old values. I think we need to at some point. Check out Julius also on his website, juliusburnsmith.com. And we'll hang out with me for a minute. Don't leave me, Julius, while I give my music goodbye. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next Sunday at 4 p.m. Bye.
Bye.